Hi people, this is Pam Stravino. I'm just giving you an update on transportation issues. I filed a grievance on last Friday, September the 18th, against Logistic Care, the ones that schedule transportation for United Healthcare and Medicaid. In our grievance we file on behalf of James Stravino, I told United Healthcare that Logistic Care is not taking the grievance seriously. I also filed grievance this morning with ACA, the Agency for Healthcare Administration, on behalf of James about the transportation issues and how Logistic Care keep assigning ProMed to James transportation to dialysis and other appointments, but specifically to dialysis. Medicaid called me today and they are following up on the grievance and the complaint, and they will be calling United Healthcare. I also got a couple of phone calls from Logistic Care. And Logistic Care said that, number one, Merstatsi or CityCap, they declined to transport James. Why they declined to transport James? Because they left a back door open with James' wheelchair on the back, probably like a month and a half ago or 2 months ago. Liability. They're just protecting their butts, protecting their asses. I have no problem with that. Number two, there's a transportation that we really do like a lot, but it looks like for routing problems, for their routing, they are not able to pick us up. I'm not going to say anything bad about them because I really do love them, and I do really appreciate the time that they transported James. Unfortunately, they have other things, have other people to pick up, and they can't change the route to provide service to us. Okay. We're being told by Logistic Care that the only companies that they can assign to us are ProMed, the one where we have the more safety issues, ProMed, and Unicare. Unicare, we told them already to don't ever again send them because of James. They didn't help James to get on the vehicle. They made James back up inside the vehicle, and the wheelchair got damaged while he was backing up inside the van. That company is completely, we don't want to know anything about Unicare. Then ProMed is the one that we have a lot of issues from, not securing his wheelchair to the ground, not securing his body. One day the wheelchair turned over me. Drivers don't speak any English, they just speak Spanish. They drive extremely fast. They don't want to assist James. I have one driver telling me that he wasn't gonna touch the wheelchair for liability, and I told him, well, you know that James is protected under the Americans with Disabilities Act, and you are right now violating his rights, saying that you're not going to assist him. You have a big sign, a big sticker on your van that says that you provide service to individuals with disabilities, so you do need to help him. And after I spoke to a supervisor on the phone from ProMed, that was a month ago, and I explained to her that they were violating James' rights and that he was protected under the Americans with Disabilities Act, not only because he only has one leg, he's an amputee, but because he's blind, and they were refusing to get him safe in and out of the vehicle. That driver was made to assist James. He had to assist James. Driving fast, very unprofessional, picking him up after dialysis for 2 hours and a half. They made him wait one day. This last Thursday, they arrived an hour before the time he was scheduled to be picked up. His pickup was 6:20 to 6:50. They arrived at 5:20, knocking at the door, and it's really ridiculous how these transportation companies are being certified by Orange County EMS board, and they don't meet the requirements, they don't meet the expectations of what is a transportation company that is offering a service to individuals with disabilities. I honestly feel that a lot of these companies shouldn't even be on business. Some of them don't give maintenance. ProMed doesn't give maintenance to the vehicles. It looks like they just don't check their brakes. It's just crazy. It is crazy. Would you trust these people, these companies, to transport a family member? Will you do it? Because I don't feel safe myself, and I have 2 legs, and I have my eyesight. Imagine my husband who only have 1 leg. He can't just stand up and run, or he can't see what is going on around him, but he can hear, and he knows what is going around him. And I spoke to Logistic Care, and Matthew tells me that this is from Quality of Care Assurance. He said that there's nothing else they can do right now. They will definitely assign 1010 as soon as they get their paperwork and their documents good for Orange County to pick up and drop off at Orange County. And my thing is, and I just call again United Healthcare. I filed continuation of the grievance, a continuation to the grievance. It means I added stuff to this grievance, and I specifically state that James and myself, James as the member, myself as the caregiver, we're not satisfied with the choices that Logistic Care and United Healthcare are giving James as a member to be transported, and that I do feel that they are not responsible, that they're not taking this seriously. How is possible that if James had a grievance before with this transportation company, and they were in a monitoring list, and they were supposed to be watched, how are they assigning James again to these people that we don't feel safe? James doesn't feel safe, and we don't trust them to transport James. Well, we are stuck with them, stuck with them, because we have, again, 1010 doesn't have the documentation. CityCap doesn't want to transport them, and I know very well they don't want to transport him because they left the back door open of a taxi with James' wheelchair on the back. And we have the other transportation company that we do love, but they can't because of the route. They don't have enough vehicles to transport us if they add us. And we have ProMed, that is the one of the worst. That is the one that we have a lot of issues with. And we have Unicare, that they damaged the wheelchair, plus the driver wasn't that helpful. And what else? There's nothing else. Honestly, to everybody who think that I'm way too much, or people that think that I complain for everything, I do have a reason. And the reason is that my husband is a very sick man. He already has a lot of issues, medical issues. We don't need to create him more anxiety. We don't need to create him more stress. And the first number one thing is I want him to be safe. And I can't wait until one of these transportation companies kill my husband to then just start complaining about it. So honestly, whoever think about this, will we transport our family members? Will we allow a bad transportation company that is not safe? Will we allow them to transport our mom, our dad, our son, our father, our family members? Will we allow a transportation company that doesn't train their drivers properly in sensitivity training, and that doesn't provide the right training to these drivers to secure wheelchairs, to secure the body of the passenger in the wheelchair? There are 4 belts that should tie the wheelchair, and there's a belt that should be around his chest, around his body, to make sure that he doesn't get ejected from the vehicle, from the wheelchair, in a case of an accident. This is my thing, guys. I'm just trying to protect my husband. I'm just making sure that he is safe. and I do not trust this company. And I'm being forced. He is being forced to travel with this company. And who's supposed to answer questions? Medicaid, United Healthcare, and Logistic Care. They're responsible of this. Plus EMS, the Orange County EMS board that certify all these people to transport human beings. That was the update for today. I will keep fighting for James' rights. Advocating for James Stravino doesn't stop. It's 24/7. And please visit us in Advocating for James Stravino and watch our videos. You just type James Stravino in YouTube and you'll watch our videos. Thank you for always supporting us, and have a beautiful day. And I'm hanging in there. Thank you. Bye-bye.